But I told you, man, we was gonna make it happen, man. I've been asking this man. I think Gangster Chronicles going on our 7th year, something like that. I've been asking this man out of them 7 years, at least 6 of those every year. Todd, when you go come and sit down?
Yeah.
Todd, when you go sit down, Eiht put the pressure on me, man. We finally gonna make it happen. We got a true Compton, not just a Compton legend, a hip hop legend in the building tonight.
Yeah, we ain't gonna, even though, you know, people don't know the significance of what's happening right about now. Um, we just got a lot of history and we got a lot of significance for the person sitting here with us today. Uh, One of my motherfucking forefathers, you know what I'm saying?
For real.
If you want to speak on Mount Rushmore's of West Coast hip hop, then you would be a goddamn fool if you didn't include this man right here. So that's what we doing today, man, letting people know the history of where I'm from, the hub city, you know what I'm saying? For people don't know Compton, we call that the hub city, you know what I'm saying? So this is significant right here. Yeah, I had to put pressure on you, man, you know. We done had a few weirdos on the show, man. So
Eiht, though, we got to get Toddy T. Where Toddy T at?
Not to disrespect nobody, but we done had a few weirdos on the show, man. Niggas get sidetracked and shit, you know, trying to express their feelings, and they you know, niggas looking through the trees from behind you and shit. Like, what the fuck is going on right about now? And still had to call me when the show is over and get to scratching his head. Like, man, what the fuck just happened?
Like, what just happened, man? Like what's going on? Todd, man, what's cracking, man?
Man, nothing much, man. You know, just been trying to stay out the way, doing me, you know.
The Grand National, the OG Grand National, Toddy T in the building for y'all that don't know.
Man.
You feel me?
Man.
And you know what? I look at, man, sometimes when they make these lists, especially when you
we finna go into there right quick.
Just
jump into it right quick?
Real quick.
Let's do it. Let's jump into
they
that
do
right
these
quick.
lists, and you know, Complex just put out a list of the greatest LA rappers of all time, right?
Well, the Game just put out his list too now.
So
you ain't seen, yeah,
I haven't seen
the
it yet.
Game had a powerful rebuttal about his position on the Complex, you know, list. Shout out to my nigga, the Game.
Game cool.
The Game has released his top 100 LA rappers, and I got it for you.
Oh,
you know.
look, Eiht got to pull it up.
Yeah,
already.
you know. Still, you usually do all that motherfucking computer shit, but you know, Game is one of my peoples, and you know, I follow Game, he follow me, so it popped up on my shit.
Yeah, I like Game. Game always been hard. When he came out, oh God.
Man, the Game is vicious. You know what though?
This is what I tell people though. This is what I tell people. Compton took like a little dip for a minute.
He just said the
nigga,
same
when
stuff.
Game came, nigga, oh man, he started the whole trend back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man,
and Todd, you already, you know, we went through periods of when our type of music wasn't really acceptable to some of the people, unfortunately, who run this record business.
Yeah.
But, you know, minus that, Complex put out their list. Game put out his list. Game has a top 100, not 50. So he has page 1, page 2, page 3.
I ain't mad at it.
Top 100 LA rappers, page 1 from Game. Tupac is 1.
Mm-hmm.
Snoop Dogg is 2. Ice Cube is 3. Kendrick is 4. Himself is 5. Corrupt is 6. Quick is 7. Dre is 8. Easy's 9. And Exhibit is 10. That's the top 10 on his list.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with that?
I'm not mad at it. I think it's always going to be a little bit subjective, you know, to what people want to have, but I'm not mad at that at all, though.
Mm-mm.
The next 10, Nipsey is 11.
Mm-hmm.
Ice-T is 12.
Mm-hmm.
Be Real is 13. Tyler, the Creator, is 14.
Mm-hmm.
YG is 15.
Mm-hmm.
Dom Kennedy is 16. Ren is 17.
Mm-hmm.
Myself is 18. King T is 19 and Schoolboy Q is 20.
You know what? I would have probably rearranged that a little bit, but I'm not mad at it though, because that's his opinion. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not mad at that though.
His opinion is my man Toddy T is on the list as number 92.
92.
As one of the top 100 LA rappers.
Well, I made the list.
And
He should have been on there though.
of course. You can't like I go. On Complex, I was number 12. On his list, I'm number 18. I don't complain about any of that or being within the top 100 if I was 99. You get me? Just for the fact that those people, Complex, and then one of your peers, The Game, recognizes you as being somebody significantly foundational as part of West Coast LA rap history. I don't know if you should be angry or upset
Well, you
about
really
your
can't
position.
be. You really can't
get
be, because
me?
at the end of the day, that's his opinion. And our list might have looked somewhat the same. You might have had a few little tweaks here and there, but I'm not mad at him. And to be honest with you, he had a right to kind of be upset. They had him down there low.
They had him after me.
And
Before me. On Complex's list, I think he's number 11. I'm number 12, and Corrupt is 13.
yeah,
That's what they have. Complex has him as number 11.
I think, just for the Game is a rapping ass dude.
And then they explain the positioning. They explain why the artist made the list. They explain what they have done, contributed as far as hip hop is concerned. And then they base it on, I want to say, how certain niggas have certain skills. You might do the crossover good. You might alley-oop good. You might. So some of it is based on what I call the history of our music, right? Because we were known as storytellers. We told
That's
stories.
what we told stories, yeah.
So I think that is one of the reasons why I'm high upon the list. Because when it came to the foundation of West Coast music, I told fucking stories phenomenal about the neighborhood and what could happen to you in this motherfucking situation. Todd told you stories about, nigga, when you on the block and you hustling, Daryl Gates and them might come
Somebody
through.
coming.
One time coming through. And that's how I learned about the dope game.
And you can get door smashed
you get
down.
me? So, and then on the list, there another. I'll just throw it out there. You got Rage here, but then you got Yo-Yo here. Now, when it comes to lyricism, you would expect Rage to be way higher than Yo-Yo, right? But Rage is a transplant. Is a transplant. She's from Virginia. Do you feel Rage represented LA as far as her? Because that's why Rage is on the list.
And you know what?
Because of the Death Row run, Death Row being West Coast significant. You get me? So automatically their artists are put into the West Coast category.
And you know
But
what?
everybody know Corrupt was from Philly.
Yeah.
Fucking Rage was from Virginia. Pac was from everywhere.
Yeah.
You get me? So is that how that outweighs? Because Yo-Yo is OG West Coast.
Yeah, yeah.
Raised in Denver Lane, born in the neighborhood, ran with, she's West Coast.
And she had, to me, Yo-Yo had bigger records. She had more impactful records.
Was played with my Yo-Yo bigger than Afro Puffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was on a nationwide basis, probably. So,
You think so?
probably, you know what? I don't have the numbers and nothing looking back. Me looking back on
Bonnie
it.
and Clyde was bigger than
Yeah, Bonnie and
Afro
Clyde was
Puffs.
big. I
You
just
get
think
me?
that Yo-Yo was probably a
So-
little bit more mainstream than but don't get me wrong, Rage busting. You know, Robin tears some shit up.
Rage she's a lyrical genius to me.
Mhm.
You know, Yo-Yo is, you know, women's, you know, whatever. We know Yo-Yo.
Yeah.
Yo-Yo is one of our sisters from the backyard, from here.
You know, speaking of Yo-Yo, let me say something. I'm gonna get us to a Yo-Yo. Can you come to sit down with us?
I've been
just for a
on
little bit?
I've been
Yo-Yo,
on her.
what's
I've
happening,
been
man?
on her.
They gonna throw that
She,
in.
What's happening?
she hit me and told me when she slowed down because you know she got her shows and she
Got a lot
doing
of
her
stuff
thing.
going on.
Now she doing her cooking thing, you know. But she has responded to me and told me when
I'll
it
tell
slowed
you
down,
what,
she
though,
got
man.
me.
Yo-Yo was fine as hell, man. I've always liked Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo's like I said, she's one of our sisters from around the corner.
Yeah,
you
she
know what
always
I'm
had
saying?
that
So-
like feel to me, like she was one of the homegirls from around the way, you know?
So
Yeah, with the list, I've never really tripped on the list because I wasn't the super like you said. I just told stories on what was going on, and it was now. If you go by, let's start with the early people 1st, and then build the list up like that. It's cool, but you know everybody wants to be that number one person. You know, I like Game's list. You know, because I like Game. It ain't you
yeah,
know
exactly.
Game did it, man. Like I said, Compton was quiet until the Game came.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: the
You
West
know,
Coast
and
was
he's-
quiet
he,
until the
to
game
me,
came.
he breathed the life back into it, and he started it. And then next thing you know, after him, here come who was that? YG, then
yeah.
again Kendrick. All the little homies just
new
all of a sudden. It
from
was
what they
Game.
called
It was Game.
themselves, the new West Coast artists.
Mm-hmm.
They were trying to find their standpoint as far as when that time was happening.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a lot of dudes yelling out New West around that time between the transition of us just going silent till Game coming back. A lot of record companies didn't want to fuck with our music. You get me? It was the fall of Death Row. It was the worldwide ban against gangster rap. That's how I lost my 9-album production deal with Big Beat Atlantic. They no longer wanted to fuck with our music because of what they felt. Pac got killed.
Yeah, Biggie
got killed. Before then, nigga, we used to tear up some motherfucking conventions, scrapping with niggas and, you know, just, you get me? We put a stain, not that it was just us, but man, we was beefing. And our beef spilled over.
Yeah,
like,
the
nigga,
beef-
we ain't
the
give a
beef
fuck.
the West
They having
Coast
a
had-
convention at Jack the Rapper. Oh,
Here you go.
them
it's going
niggas
down.
here,
Mhm.
niggas going the fuck down like if we on the block in the hood right now. And that scared them motherfuckers.
And then you
They
got-
was like I said, nigga, I had a 9-album, I had a deal for Bam and Chill, niggas on the run. I had a deal for the homies Lil Hawk and Bird. I had a deal for my little brother. Nigga, they was like, nope. After all that shit, nigga, and I'm like, wait, their contracts though. And they're signed. They was like, you know, I'm like, are you fucking kidding? Nigga, everything I turned in, they would reject. Nope. And I'm like, are you kidding? I'm using the same niggas I've been fucking with my whole career. Nigga, everything I turned in, they was like, nope. So I'm like, so what the fuck am I supposed to do? Nigga, after a year of tug of war, they was like, you can go. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? They did not want to. So that was our period of being lost in transition. And like you said, then when Game came along, it gave us some significance of an identity of who we were.
Yeah.
Because Game was spitting some street shit.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know,
he was.
He was talking about the block and the hood and, you know, the B-Dog homies and all that.
Yeah,
So
he was.
it made niggas feel like, okay, yeah, we got something. Because I think before then, we had a lot of young generation dudes who were trying to establish an identity, but it just wasn't. You know, nigga, you know the phrase, nigga, throw that shit up against the wall and let's see if it stick.
Yeah.
The shit wasn't sticking.
Yeah.
And no disrespect to nobody, but it just wasn't sticking. When you come off of Snoop's, Dre's, Eights, Cubes, Easies, and now it's like you hearing crickets and fingers twiddling because nobody could. Who was supposed to get a torch to?
Yeah.
You get me? Who was supposed to take that torch? So I think that's what happened to a lot of our music on the West Coast. As far as that goes.
For real. One thing I want to know, Todd, as far as the street shit, you was probably the first person really to outline what was going on, cracking in the streets, right? Like you talking about the battering,
drugs and stuff like
and
that.
drugs
Right,
and stuff.
definitely.
Yeah,
but all that technically came from Spade for me. And Spade wasn't talking about no, drugs and stuff like that in the beginning.
And see, before Todd gets started, I want Todd to start off with what made you niggas go, we finna do this shit.
It was one of them things where I'm gonna tell you what happened. See, I met Spade. I was at Enterprise junior high school.
Shout out to Enterprise junior high school.
I was an Eagle.
in the hood. God damn it.